Hello and welcome to another episode of Spare Time Gardening with me, Simon. Here we are in the garden as usual. Well, now it's the beginning of November and the weather has certainly turned. It's a lot cooler, it's damp, and we've had some strong winds. But now it's that time of year where you need to tidy up. So this episode is about the big autumn tidy up. So for me that means digging out all the annuals in the flower borders, getting rid of the hanging baskets because those are now spent, and also cleaning out the greenhouse. So in the greenhouse we'll be getting rid of the tomatoes, the cucumbers and the chilies. In the flower borders we'll be digging out all the annuals, and on the allotment it's just the courgettes that needed digging out. What I'll also show you in this episode is how to save Dahlia tubers, so you can use those next year and it saves you buying either seed or tubers. And I'll also show you how to save the Begonia tubers. So you remember in earlier videos we looked at the apricot shades. What I'll do is I'll show you how to save those for next season. Again, saving the need to buy new tubers next year. Enjoy! November. Now we're going to start the big autumn tidy up. So there's the allotment that he's doing, looking very tired now. The bottom borders, the grass needs cutting, background the greenhouse needs emptying, and we need to take all the ornaments in that we've had out in the garden throughout the year. Let's have a wander into the greenhouse. Lavender only cutting back. Plenty of tomatoes on here that we'll just pick off. Still got tomato flowering at the back. 1st of November, it's still flowering, but we will take everything out. Take the cucumbers out, they've all had it. Might save some of the seed from chilies, we'll get rid of those. Then all wants tidying out. The bottom border, again, dahlias want taking out, geraniums will overwinter, the other plants, the annuals, we'll just dig out and pop into the compost bin. I'll show you what to do with your dahlias so you can overwinter them, save the tubers, and you've got bigger plants for next year. So yeah, lots of work is to happen. It's just a bit of a general tidy up. The hanging baskets are all dead, they want taking down, and the sunflowers want taking down as well. Now if you've grown begonias in baskets or in pots, which I have this year, there was a bigger basket on the front garden. I've done quite a few pots with begonias in. What you can do is you can save the tubers, and by saving the tubers over winter you then have a bigger plant next year and it saves growing or buying any more. So in this basket there are two, so let me just show you. There's this one which has still got some growth on, so let me just pull it out. Okay, so we've pulled that out now, and what I'll do is I'll just take off as much soil as I possibly can. Like so. I'm not sure if you can make this out, but if you look closely, that's the tuber. So what you want to do is just let that die back naturally, keep it somewhere frost free, maybe in a box with some newspaper, and just leave it over winter, and then next year plant it up early spring like you did you might have seen in early videos. Plant it up early spring and you get a bigger tuber and a bigger plant and more flowers, and it saves buying more. Makes sense? is dig up the dahlias, and then I'll show you how to wash them off, save the tubers, so you can then use them again next year without having to buy more seed or more tubers. Let's see how we're doing. So you get your spade. Dig up there. Dahlia. And what you'll see is little tubers like this. That's what you want to save, so you can cut all the growth off. There's not much soil on that, which is good. You can leave it over winter in the garage frost-free place, and then you can plant that again next year. I thought I'd show you this one. Look at the size of that tuber there. They look like potatoes. But that's where all the goodness is. That's where all the that will help it grow again next year. So we'll just cut it off and leave them to dry out. quick roundup in the greenhouse. Now it's all been tidied out, all the tomatoes have gone and the cucumbers and chilies have gone. What I've done is I've saved a few chilies there. I'm going to save the seed. They're from the variety called Basket of Fire, so we'll see if we can save those and grow them next year. I've got some lavender there that was grown earlier on in the year, some cuttings, so we're just going to leave that. A couple of fuchsias that were grown from seed, so we're just going to overwinter those. At the back we've got geraniums. These are in the hanging baskets. What I've done there is I've taken them out of the hanging baskets and I'm going to overwinter them in the greenhouse. So just put them in some spent compost and then just water them maybe once a week, once a fortnight. They don't need much water, and you just keep them ticking over until next year. And in the greenhouse it'll be a frost-free zone. I've got a couple of begonia tubers. They're just drying out and I'll store those in the garage over winter. And on the floor I've got the Dahlia tubers, which you saw me take out of the pots earlier in the garden. So those are just drying out nicely just on the greenhouse floor. Once they've dried out completely, or the soil's dried out, I'll then store them again in the garage and just make sure that they keep moist but not wet. What you don't want is the tubers to dry out, but you don't want them wet, otherwise you'll get mould and then that will kill them. But we'll put those in the garage wrapped in newspaper and in cardboard boxes, and we'll save them all season, certainly over the winter, and then spring next year we can get them out, pot them up, and you'll have a bigger, stronger dahlia flower next year. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe by clicking the subscribe button. And please feel free to leave your comments and feedback below. I'd love to hear from you, so don't be shy, and of course I'll reply. See you soon.